So what's up? Hey, gonna talk OKC ball, not only about tonight, but first and foremost about a video that I watched. This kid, he's like an up-and-coming YouTuber. He has about 49 subscribers. Between 47 and 49 subscribers. And he kind of irritated me because for some reason, some of these OKC fans want OKC to lose out. For what? There's no point in losing. And he said he'd rather have a mediocre season than to have a season, or should I say not mediocre, but he said he'd rather have a losing season where we get a high first round draft pick instead of having a mediocre season. But that's stupid. You have draft picks, that you can use to your advantage in order to get a higher draft pick. There's no point in losing out, unless we trade somebody like Gallinari and Chris Paul together. There's no point. There's too much talent on this team that we can get rid of. And it's not to be mean, but there's some players that I feel like we can get rid of, and use some of our draft picks in order to get a higher draft pick this year in this draft. But there's no point in losing and getting rid of this season. That's a lot of money lost for OKC as well. It makes no sense. But tonight's game, which is against Portland, what OKC has to do is defend against the three-point shooting. Because one thing Portland does have is shooters that can shoot from deep, and that has hurt us for the past 4 years. Not just the past 3, but the past 4 years. It's hurt us, three-point shooting. We haven't had the great of a three-point shooting defense, unfortunately. And that's just really frustrating, I mean, it is what it is, but we have to be able to stop Melo. That's not going to happen. I see Melo getting at least 16 points. We know that's going to happen. And about Melo, too, when he was with us, we should have used Melo correctly. Even I noticed that. I was making videos about the abuse of Melo and the misjudgment of Donovan and how he misused Melo's talent. It made me very upset because there were too many nights where Melo could have had 35 plus points, 30 plus point games, and Donovan kept taking him out. He would have games where by the first half he already had 10 points. I mean, not 10 points, but 20 points. And Donovan would take him out. I'm like, what are you doing? And then he wouldn't play him till like way later in the third, and then take him out for a long time in the fourth, and then bring him back late in the fourth. I was like, what are you doing that for? It just irritates me. There's certain things Donovan does that irritates me. Like, for instance, we'll have a close game and all of our timeouts will be gone. So now, when we get to less than 10 seconds in a game, we can't even take it out from half court. When there's like one play that is always the most crucial play, that a team either hits a shot or maybe a possible turnover where we actually need to be inbounding it from half court, and it just gets frustrating. And it's just little stuff like that. Donovan irritates me sometimes. He's a great assistant coach. Even though he's a head coach, he would be a great assistant coach for right now. But head coach, it just is what it is, guys. I don't have faith in him like that because we don't have a star-studded team like we did when he first got to our squad. Because that team right there in 2016, had it been another coach like Scott, I truly believe Scott would have taken them to the finals, but that's just me. But anyway, you guys, I want OKC to win, but I don't know because Portland has had our number, and Portland's always a tough matchup for us, man. They're very difficult. So we'll see what happens, and let's thunder up.